calls the Cheetah project a tamasha. He's tweeted that the PM hardly ever acknowledges continuity in governance. Cheetah project going back to my visit to Cape Town on 2010 is the latest example. The tamasha orchestrated by the PM today is unwarranted and is yet another diversion from pressing national issues. Going across to my colleague Pallavi Ghosh for more perspective on this. Pallavi, how do you view this statement coming in from Jairam Ramesh? Even yesterday, the Congress has said that the project Cheetah was actually started by them in 2008-2009, but that it had been stayed by the Supreme Court before it was approved in 2020.
Well, you know, in many sense, I would say it's a landmark moment because India has not been having any cheetah population for after 1990s. And today, for the first time, we are having the first batch of cheetahs coming in, and it's a grand program by the government over the next 5 years. So one can understand why Jairam Ramesh and the Congress party wants to take credit. In fact, Jairam Ramesh was an environment minister, and he's also personally very fond of wildlife. And therefore, the point he's making is that it's all very well to be happy about the fact that we are going to start having our batches of cheetah and the population is likely to increase. But it's also a time to give credit and for the Congress, for the BJP and the centre to claim that they were the ones who are starting this whole project Cheetah, where India gets his the cheetah population back, is unfair because you also have to give credit to the momentum which was begun by the UPA.
Pallavi, how do you view the significance of releasing these big cats on the occasion of the Prime Minister's birthday?
You know, what we pick up certainly is that the Prime Minister himself was personally supervising this project. And if you look at his, past few stress points, he's always made the point that climate change is something which we have to combat. Animal-man balance is important. You also have to have wildlife. And he himself personally has supervised this, that we need to get our wildlife ecological system back. And therefore, this project Cheetah was very much a part of the vision of the Prime Minister. That's what the Environment Ministry sources have been telling us. And in fact, the Minister also told us this is something, the entire process of, you signing of an MOU, how the cheetahs in fact should be brought. There should be vets and doctors who must be accompanying them. They should not be highly sedated. All of this was personally monitored by the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's office as well. So in that sense, many feel it's a befitting birthday gift or to release the cheetah or bringing them to our country into the Kuno National Park on a day when it's the Prime Minister's birthday.
Going across to Nasir Hussain from the Congress. Very good afternoon to you, sir. Sir, the Project Cheetah, of course, following Project Tiger, which had come up in 1973. So now we have Project Cheetah as well. But the Congress saying that, this is diverting from pressing national issues. How do you view this?
See, two things. One, regarding the Cheetah project, it's the fact that Mr. Jairam Ramesh, as a minister, those days had visited Cape Town and he had negotiated and he had inspected. And then Mr. Manmohan Singh, as the Prime Minister, had given a green signal to go ahead with the Cheetah project. This is a fact and is all there in the records. Two, any government for that purpose. We have seen several governments from 1947 till now. Any government is basically a continuity of the earlier government. Majority of the projects that have been taken up by the earlier governments are generally continued by the next government that comes in. So this has actually happened in the past 8 years on many of the projects, whether it's Cheetah project, whether many highways or dams or construction of so many things in our country that has happened. So no government should say that it is their achievement alone. If it is their achievement which doesn't have any continuity from the past, then it's okay. Then they can take credit for that. There's no issue on that. But if there is a continuity from the past government, that is, they should also say that this project was started by and so, by this government, by this Prime Minister, by this Minister, and then we have continued it, and then we have seen to it that the project is completed. There's nothing harm in it, because after all, the governments are there to work for the people of our country.
Won't you say there's a difference between a proposal and execution? And the fact is that these are just semantics. No project is there a solo project. Everything should be viewed in totality, and it's not just the efforts of a government; it's efforts of the people as well. If we're going to try and expand that statement, but the fact is, it was proposed by the UPA, but it's been implemented by the present government. So then, why try to take credit for just a proposal, sir?
No, that is exactly what I'm saying. See, something has been proposed by Alliance government, something has been started by Alliance government, something has been inaugurated by Alliance government, something has been planned by earlier government. Now this government is there for the past 8 years, another 2 years this government will be there. So in these 10 years, if something has been planned, initiated, started, inaugurated, and if there is another government after 2024 elections, and if that government completes it and executes it, I'm sure that government will and should give some credit to the earlier government which has started that. There's nothing harm in it. Why?
Absolutely. I agree. But sir, isn't credit a mutual game? Isn't credit a mutual game, sir? So perhaps the earlier government can also congratulate the present government for implementing this project successfully, and perhaps they will also be gracious and in turn credit them.
Obviously, when the earlier government has started something, if it is being completed, I think there's no harm in the earlier government or the people who were there in the earlier government to say that we started it and this government has completed or finished it. I think there's no harm in doing that also.
So there's no harm, but it's being called a tamasha. It's not. There's no credit being given to the present government. But on the same time, you expect the present government to credit Congress for that proposal. It has to go both ways.
It is not. It is. These are two different things. One is giving credit. Obviously, the earlier government has to give credit to the present government. The present government should also give credit to the earlier government if at all they have started or inaugurated any project. That is one part of it. Second part of it is now what Mr. Jairam Ramesh is hinting at is there are so many things that are happening in our country. There's so much of unemployment. There's so much of high prices, petrol, diesel, gas, poverty. About 24 crores of people those were put above poverty line by the UPA government. They have been brought back to the poverty line. There are Chinese incursion. There's so many things has been happening in the country. You are trying to have photo apps and divert the attention of the people of this country from these real issues by trying to project every small project and every small achievement of the government, actually which was started by the earlier government, to such an extent, and trying to divert the attention from the real issues. What we Congress and the other opposition parties are trying to say is, please come down on earth. Please come down on earth. Come down to the ground. These are the real issues that are being faced by the people of our country. These are the issues concerning the people of the country. Please address them. We will also sit with you. Please call all organization meetings. Please call all party meetings. Please call all opposition parties meetings. We will sit, try and find a solution to that. We need to fix this problem because this is about the people of our country.
So, sir.